It's virtually impossible for someone nowadays, in the beginning of the 21st century, to say, I didn't know about the problem.
The demands on the finite resources we have on the planet are going to get greater and greater, and we're going to run into these bottlenecks.
How much water is being consumed in the manufacturing of a product, how much energy is being consumed, and what's the shelf life of product.
What does it mean for people? What does it mean from a resource perspective? What does it mean from the whole supply side?
We need a revolution in green consumption. Because at the moment, about 40% of food is lost in the supply chain.
If you don't take any action as a business against the effects of climate change or food security issues, your profits by 2018 could be down by 47%.
The biggest barrier is current economic problems.
There's a cost to this, there's a benefit. Public opinion is on the side, we don't want the cost.
How can all of this create an environment in which business can be more sustainable and can promote sustainable consumption?
There's a recognition from more people every single day that they have a voice. I actually think there's a growing collective consciousness.
The key thing is people working with us. They have to share the vision, culture.
What is it that business can do with governments to be able to do even more?
In the short term, we just think there's a lot that we can do making the business or the items that they're currently buying much more sustainable.
Well, a lot of the changes that are happening are changes by young people. We need to use that level of expectation to drive our policies. Being green is not an option, it's a natural necessity.
How do you bring this to scale? How is it that companies can work with one another in a collaborative way?
The transparency side is something that's absolutely key to the way that companies are interacting with their consumers.
We brought in lots of new technologies. Once we use those new technologies, then those are applied to the other retailers as well. So we want to be pioneer.
We are co-founders of the Roundtable of Sustainable Palm Oil. I'm very pleased with the commitment that the Global Consumer Goods Forum has made to only sell sustainable palm oil by the year 2020.
Historically, demand has been driven, I want to own that. Increasingly, it's becoming around, I want the utility of what that product delivers.
Another interesting example would be that of the e-readers. You produce once the e-reader, and you can have thousands of books in that one e-reader, dematerializing a product that before was totally material.
Where else can this be applied? What can we learn from this? How can this be applied to other systems that are similar?
If we are able to convince more and more companies to embrace this philosophy, we will have a better world in which we can live.
We're working with governments of China and India to be sure that the enormous demands that will come from these countries will be supported by a government framework that requires sustainability.
It is a win-win scenario. You produce better products at a cheaper price that people want to buy that do less damage to the environment.
The forum can facilitate aggregation of these efforts and catalyze change at a broader scale and a larger scale through collaboration.
There's been an ongoing dialogue among the CEOs at Davos on sustainable consumption. And the good news is that we're no longer debating the if. We know the needs and the benefits of embracing sustainability. And we know the dangers of ignoring it. In that sense, it's no longer an intellectual exercise, it's a matter of commitment.